while I'm eating. But let's go take a look at a couple of my most recent soaps. If you haven't seen this one, that way I don't have to, I see, okay. Gosh, you should be at least able to get a little snack in or something, damn. We're going to make a beautiful swirl soap here. For those of you who haven't seen it, this is a Mountainside Forest. This is going to smell like my Mountainside Forest blend. You're probably familiar with my little materials now. There's my soaping oil. The first thing was my lye solution. There's the mica color. I see. Well, Cryptid, my dear, I'm just, if you're hungry, eat. Crumbs can be cleaned. So as you can see, we're adding the mica here. We're going to use the stick blender to get that really blended into the soaping oils. The big cup looks like butter and seasoning. The one I have the stick blender in now? Now it looks like my dice set. Well, now we're going to add the lye solution. We're going to begin the emulsification and the saponification processes. Next meeting is 1:30. Well, I hope it's a good one. I hope it's not one of those, this could have been an email. And here we go, adding in the coconut milk, the rice bran oil, and the aromatics. And we want to stick blend that up until it comes to light trace. And it's definitely getting there. You can see that batter thickening. And so it's time to pour it in the mold. Cryptid, I have some soup dumplings and some lo mein. Soft and easy for my still healing mouth. But also pretty delicious. Ooh, there's a wild combi in chat. Soup dumplings are so good. Super delicious and comforting. Are they not available anywhere? I found some good ones in the frozen section of certain grocery stores, particularly if there's an Asian market nearby. Well, and since we're adding a swirl with activated charcoal here, that's me adding the activated charcoal. And pouring that in as its own layer. And we're going to do a little bit more. I really do love the way the swirls come out with the activated charcoal. This one, you'll see, ended up looking almost like thin veins of marble running through the soap. You can already see that sort of swirling and marbling that happens just from adding the activated charcoal in. And activated charcoal does have the property of absorbing oil. We're using so little here that I don't think that it will have too much of an effect in the finished product of the soap. So like if I wanted to make a soap that, you know, was for oily skin, I would use more. Yes, yes, indeed it does. And now I'm using my swirl tool that a very good friend and wonderful supporter of the stream, Soylent, sent to me from my wish list, which was totally awesome. It's one of my most used tools. Soylent is really good, people. You probably saw Soylent when I was streaming before. No, I don't think they're green. Unless they're hiding something from me. But Soylent and we are a couple. So I know you've probably seen we in here recently. Soylent is usually working during the time that I'm able to stream now. But they've long been fabulous supporters of the stream, and I love them dearly. And I'm working on a custom blend for we as we speak. I've got a tester soap with the peony, nutmeg, and menthol blend that I think we talked about on stream like maybe 2 weeks ago. And that blend is coming along. So here's my signature swirl in the top of the soap. Well, if Soylent ever shows up, you'll have to let them know that. And since there is a company making like food products called Soylent these days. I don't know if you're like making the Soylent Green joke or with the or if Soylent actually made green bars. Okay, nice. And that was the pour on that. We put the lid on it and it went into the oven, and then a couple of days later it was ready to be cut. And so here's my soap cutter. It looks like some weird musical instrument because it is half musical instrument. And if I pluck those strings, they do indeed make a little sound. Now, this is a soap that I poured at the same time as the Swirl soap. This is a pretty little seafoam colored soap with my Breathe Easy blend in it. It's got all of those traditional upper respiratory essential oils in. There's like camphor and peppermint and maybe some spruce. I'd have to actually look. I've got a bottle of it pre-made. Excuse me. Blam! We've cut most of that one. And they are beautiful and creamy. Now we're going to get the last 2 bars and the tester. I always have a little tester that cures up more quickly. And those are looking good. Are they nutritionally complete? I know a lot of the meal shakes really are just not. Because if they are, I might look into some of them. And of course, in between soap cuts, they're on the better end. Okay, cool, cool, cool. In between soap cuts, we use a little alcohol and clean the strings and clean the surface there. Make sure everything is clean and sanitary. At least they used to be. Gotcha. Okay. And there's that Swirl soap. Yeah, they are on the more expensive side. That's why I really haven't tried them out. So we do have another ad break. God, it goes fast. We have another ad break coming up in about 3.5 minutes. I am going to clean up my little lunch dishes. and take a little brisk walk. I use a lot of alcohol, and I use the dishwasher quite often. So I'm going to invite you to take a little brisk walk with me as well. And for people like Cryptid who are hungry, to get a little snack. But I am going to go ahead and let this soap cutting video roll so you can watch what I think is the very satisfying process of cutting, particularly the swirl soapy oils. Unlurk! Cozy hot drink acquired and happy to see y'all. Oh my goodness, Peter Potters, we're getting ready to take a little bit of a break, but I will leave this soap cutting vid on. I use a lot of alcohol too. I suspect you use it for different reasons. The little slivers are my testers, so I test every single bar before it goes out to make sure that it lathers well and oils haven't separated. They cure up faster than the big bars. All right, guys, give me just a moment. There is an incoming ad break, but for those of you that have Turbo or a subscription, you'll still get to see this little video while I step away for just a few minutes. Hopefully you'll stick around with me, and we'll watch a little bit more cool making stuff, and then we'll get back into the new expedition in No Man's Sky. I will be right back, you lovely people. Mwah! And we are back. Thank you so much to everybody who stuck around with me through that little break. Do we need a magic fingers counter? I feel like it would get very high. I do magic fingers at the beginning of every video to say hello. And there's a lot of them. I'm very glad to see... Thank you, Peter. I'm very glad to see Cryptid going to get some toast. Magic fingers. I do have magic fingers. And now that we've seen that swirl soap cut, which I think is really beautiful, they came out really nicely, we're going to show you the beveling process. So once they've been cut and they've cured for another couple of days, there's more magic fingers, then we bevel the four corners and the bottom. And that just kind of, they're a little sharp around the edges, and this just kind of smooths them out. It makes it better for use, and also makes them better for packaging. So if I leave them just hard and sharp around the edges, they actually can cut the little plastic wrap that I use. And very soon, I'll be switching to biodegradable shrink wrap. Woot! You'll poke someone's eye out. You know, it's not the most comfortable thing, so we smooth that out. I've got a big fuzz here with me. Not quite a lap kitty, but sitting on the arm of my chair. Yes, biodegradable shrink wrap is yet another step in my quest to using only sustainable and recyclable packaging, and to get away as much as possible from plastics that aren't recyclable.
Very clean.
Exactly, very clean. And I want to be able to show you guys, you know, the number of steps that it takes to get all of these soaps poured and packaged and done with, you know, really high quality and high consistency. I feel like consistency is very important. I feel like you being able to see what you might get is very important. Because, of course, I do sell the soaps and the bath bombs. And, you know, for anybody who might be out there lurking that doesn't really know me, you can join my Discord. The link is down underneath in my About Us. You can go to coconutcreamsoap.com, check out my website. But if you want to support the stream and you don't want to spend anything, because believe me, I get that, especially in this day and age, one of the best things you can do is just tell people about me. I don't spend money on advertising. I use word of mouth and Twitch here. Mostly because A, advertising is expensive, and B, because I'm a one-woman show, and while it would be fabulous to have a certain number of repeat customers, I don't want to get overwhelmed either with capacity. So, you know, try to keep the advertising to a dull roar. And if you've been with me for a little while, you know every loaf makes 10 soaps and the tester. I overwhelm my sticker bish sometimes. Yeah. Advertise like a volcano. Welcome on in. Advertise like a volcano. Just explode all over everything. Sometimes you just need stickers. Absolutely. Absolutely. Stickers make everything a little better and a little more custom. Oh, and now we're getting into beveling up the swirl soaps. Well, yes, Coco. What? Oh my goodness. The Christmas crack cakes are out. See, so what you need to do is get you a box or two of those and take them to your office bedroom. I assure you, you can be responsible enough to clean up your crumbs. You're grown. You get to have a snack at work. Then go dormant for a few hundred years. Dharma. No, that's why I have dogs. They clean up the crumbs. Well, there you go. Dharma, I'm not sure that volcano as a marketing plan will really work for me going dormant for a few hundred years. It's probably the end of my life because we don't break the masquerades around here, Dharma. Peter knows what I'm talking about. The Lestat strat. You know, if what I was doing was as exciting as rock and roll, then maybe I would. But I find this to be a very chill and meditative process. I do want people to know, you know, what's involved with the making, and why, you know, if you order a soap today, can't I just put it in the mail this week? Because we have to go. I wish I could buy out you and my Candlebish. Aw, Cryptid, you are so fabulous. You've done so much to support the stream over the years. You are just amazing, and I'm so grateful for you. What you do is awesome already. And I am truly, truly grateful for you. And I really do have a wonderful community here. We're tiny but mighty right now, and I think we have great potential to grow. Instead, I buy you a vampire game and feed your bad habits. And it is, I have not started it, because I really do, I want to do it on the stream, or at least try to do some of it on the stream. So I figured we have a time limit on the Corvette expedition. I figured we'd go ahead and do that, so that at least we won't miss that, excuse me. And then, you know, the timing is just perfect to get into a Halloween-y game. So probably the stream that I'll do later this week, we'll start getting into Vampire the Masquerade. Because I imagine I will go ahead and play more of the Corvette, or this expedition, I should say, offline. Because I can only stream twice, maybe 3 times a week. So it's really not tenable for me to not play on you know, off stream. But I'll share as much of it as I can with you guys. Oh, and it's probably a good time to mention that for at least the next 4 weeks, we'll probably be doing Monday. We'll definitely be doing Monday streams, and we may do either Wednesday or Thursday streams, because the place where I work, Tisserand Institute, is releasing a new live hair care essentials formulation class this month, and I will be attending / working it because the lectures are live for this initial one. And so that was that whole video. Oh, but those are happening Tuesday. The first one starts tomorrow. So next Tuesday and for the following 3 Tuesdays, those courses will be happening during the time that I would normally stream. So we're going to do Monday streams. And then I'll probably do Thursdays, because that will give me Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Yes. I absolutely, I have been through the formulation classes, and I got a job working at the Tisserand Institute because of that. Yeah. It was amazeballs. Yeah, you did that. So whenever you think, oh, I don't do enough or whatever, no, you do tons. Oh my gosh. You helped me do a life-changing thing. It was totally awesome. So yeah, we'll do Monday streams because I need to win the lotto and do more. Well, hey, far be it from me to say if you win the lotto, by God, I will not turn down the generosity and I will try to pay it forward. Truly, truly. But yeah, so Monday streams because Tuesday courses at Tisserand that I'm working. And then probably Thursday streams because Tuesdays and Wednesdays I will work and I will create stuff. Hey, hey. Elizabeth, welcome on in. We are doing some crafty things. We've actually gone all the way through this soap beveling video. And now we'll get to see the shrink wrapping portion. I think this is so satisfying. And like I was mentioning earlier, we will be switching to biodegradable shrink wrap. Oh, Elizabeth, if you're probably wondering why you're not looking at No Man's Sky. I have to finishing lunch and have to saw you live and wanted to say hi. Well, thank you so much. We will be getting back into the No Man's Sky expedition, but about half of the stream is the soap and soapy things making. And we're right in the midst of all that creative stuff. Oh, good. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to see. Thank you so much for joining us today. You say you have to get on the road. Where are you headed? If you care to share. Business or pleasure? Are you vacationing? Spend on security and taking a teen to D&D. Oh, fabulous. Fabulous. Always feel like there's a place they need to be. There probably is. There probably is always a place they need to be. But, and I know that that's time consuming, but I think it's also really cool. Getting them out and about and experiencing a bunch of things, particularly if it's like D&D. My older two went through the phase. Yeah, that's super fun. And super cool of you to help encourage those interests. I dread the time mine will be teens. Oh, so much time spent in the car. I'm telling you, teach them how to drive as soon as possible. Get them a cheapo little car. Teach them responsibility. I hope they find their way back to good old role playing. Yes, yes. It's a lifelong, wonderful thing. But I think, a longer campaign, it's definitely cool to take a break. I just hope I hope I can get mine into reading actual books, not just RPG game screens. Yeah. I know with my little brother, and this was before there was as much internet, but with my little brother, it was a lot about just modeling, actually reading. I do a lot of reading actual books. And he eventually found actual books that he really liked and became a lifelong reader. So there you have it, guys. 20 bars of soap shrink wrapped. And what do you think? Should we get back into No Man's Sky, or would you like to see the perfection of the new bath bomb formulation? That's how I got mine to read. Finally, I told her I wasn't going to read the screen for the game she wanted to play, so she had to learn to spell and read. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And I'm not opposed to, I read on screens a lot. I look up tons of stuff all the time. I think it's fabulous that we have so much to read on screens, but I still very much love and respect the format of books and audiobooks. And, I think a balance is really good, particularly if you'd like to preserve your eyes and your eyesight. So, starting to incorporate habits that, give your eyes a break from the screen as early as possible, really good thing. Her paternal grandmother looked at me like I'd shot somebody on Fifth. What? Warmed my heart to see her squirm. That seems very reasonable to me. This is a skill that you're gonna need to navigate your life. You know, and unless she's willing to come up with some other ways to teach the kid to read, I don't see that she really necessarily has a say. Yeah, I just sat my kids down and made them read books. And, right? Literacy is a big deal. And we're actually, I mean, at least in the United States, we're losing literacy. We have terrible literacy rates among adults in this country. So, not that I want to get on a political soapbox, but reading is good. Oh, yeah. I was going to ask you, would you guys do you want to see the bath bombs? I wasn't completely happy with the formulation that we have done a couple of times before. So I went back and just made some tweaks to my original formulation that still preserve me not needing that extra melty step because of the new ingredient, the sulfated castor oil. I haven't heard anybody